Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Dingle Days. In today's episode, we're gonna see how the US pet industry spending hit $72 billion in 2018 and kind of where we see ourselves on the horizon in the future. Let's get after it. Where are we going and where have we been with regard to how much we spend, and is all this really necessary? I'm sure there's a few of you out there who spend quite a bit of money on your pet family members. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about how the pet industry and its spending hit $72 billion in 2018. This study was done by CNBC, and I will leave a link to the YouTube video in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself, but let's check it out and see what's going on.
Cute puppies, kittens, Instagram dogs. Americans are spending more and more on their pets.
And at Moore's Animal Inn, cats are also vacationing in style. The inn offers luxury accommodations including condos and kitty suites with plush beds and TVs.
Have you ever actually sent your dog to a pet condo? Those haven't really been available in the places that I've lived personally, but I've always been kind of curious about what that experience is actually like. I have heard of some places in the bigger metro areas where you actually pay extra to have someone interact with your pet. I kind of thought that was a part of the kenneling experience, but I guess that's just been me lucking out. I would hope wherever I would have to leave my pet, someone would actually talk to them and go in and interact with them. But I have actually seen some places that charge extra for that, but it just seems a little absurd.
This one made with human-grade ingredients. That's become the standard for the emerging trend of fresh dog food.
Do you feed your dog fresh dog food? I mean, I've always been a kibble type dog owner myself. Being a pet parent, I just didn't want to deal with the other stuff. I know some people actually go for the full-blown raw diet, particularly those with shepherds. They've done that. I just know you have to be very particular with regard to how you do that, and I just don't have the time to keep up and make sure that's done properly. We just use I have my video about how to transition your dog from puppy food to adult dog food, and I will link that in the YouTube card in the description below if you want to check that out. We've pretty much been kibble from the beginning. Do you use fresh dog food though? I don't really know about what's coming out on the other end.
Pet spending hit $72 billion in 2018, about $3 billion more than the year before. And if you look at the data since 1994, you can see how rapidly the industry is growing.
I just get the feeling that with everything that's going on right now, there's no way that that's going to continue to increase. What I would hope we don't see though is an influx in stray dogs or people letting their pets go. But if they do choose to, I hope they choose to give up their pets responsibly and we just don't see them on the streets.
The pet industry's growth isn't showing any signs of slowing down. In the United States, the number of dogs and cats could increase faster than the human population, according to one forecast.
That really doesn't surprise me. I don't know, what do you think?
People are even taking out pet insurance plans to help pay for medical procedures and help their pets live longer. Here's how Americans' love for pets turned into big business.
Pet insurance. Now, someone's gonna have to explain this one to me because every time I've looked at a pet insurance policy, it doesn't seem to actually cover anything that's of worth. So maybe it does offset the cost of some major, maybe once in a lifetime surgeries, perhaps. But I haven't seen the benefit. Now, if there were just such a thing as like a minor copay or something like that, and I could actually have pet insurance cover routine care, then I would think it would be a good investment.
In 2018, about 2 out of every 3 U.S. households owned a pet. Dogs and cats remain the 2 most popular companion animals in U.S. homes. Humans and their pets are attached at the hip. Once a clear delineation between master and servant, the human-pet relationship has changed significantly over the last 30 years and brought humans and animals far closer together.
By the way, if you enjoy the content we put out on this channel, now is a great time to smash the like button and write Disney in the comments section below.
Years ago, we didn't fully understand animal welfare as well as we do now. We're starting to realize that these are social creatures that want to spend time with us.
I definitely believe that dogs are social creatures, and I know this has been somewhat controversial over the years with regard to what some folks grew up with and how pets and animals were treated, and basically kind of what is socially accepted right now, and in a lot of cases legally accepted right now. It's pretty quite unheard of to hear of a dog being left outside tied up. But I know a lot of older people growing up, that wasn't such an uncommon thing to see. So it is interesting how we've learned so much more about dogs and them being such social beings. They definitely are really fun to be around, and sometimes it just seems like they're more in tune to what's going on with us than maybe even humans are.
Nancy G. In 2017, she and Rebecca Fox published a paper in which they concluded that since the late 20th century in Great Britain, the relationship between humans and animals had become more intense and responsible.
people are seeing maybe their pets more as not necessarily humans, but maybe as part of the family.
They really are. They're parts of your family, and I know that's hard for some folks to believe, but for all those pet parents out there that are just grown so attached to your animals, you know, it's very sad, particularly when one passes. I've had coworkers who have had to take, you know, time off of work and everything to process it, and I know just talking about it aloud sounds a little silly, but in reality, when you go in and out, particularly if you've had your dog for a long time or since a puppy, that is very disheartening when you lose one.
Of recognising that they're not just an animal, but they're an important individual who's important within the family, that kind of thing. And I'm not saying nobody did that before, but I think it's a lot more common and a lot more accepted now.
Definitely a social shift going on. Definitely. I mean, I think we're past the shift and we're basically there, but definitely a big change over the years with regard to what's socially acceptable with regard to how you care for and interact with your pet.
Historically, people only spent money on their pets when the economy was booming. But with pets moving closer to family status, pet owners are more likely to pay for their pets' needs during tough times.
When has that been more applicable? It does make you kind of go back and check and make sure you have things in stock that you need, not just for the human folks in your family, but for your four-legged or maybe even three-legged pets out there.
Industry experts call this phenomenon pet humanization.
I believe that. I mean, a lot of people have pets before they have children. Some people even view it as a warm start to being responsible for someone besides yourself. I believe this pet humanization thing is absolutely real.
To that end, pet owners are purchasing indulgent items like premium pet food, daily supplements, tech gadgets, clothing, and even matching streetwear.
I can honestly say I've never purchased an outfit for my dog, but I know a lot of you have those miniature toy dogs out there, or maybe even large starch breeds, and you've done that. I have personally never done that. If that's your scheme, you know, more power to you.
Completely unscientific poll at CNBC to see how much people spend on their pets.
We spend about $1,700 on him a year. My two shepherds, it costs about $110 a month to feed them. I'd say for the year in general, it's about $800 just for their vet costs combined.
Dogs are very expensive. I hope, just like children, that people would consider this before they actually go out and either purchase or adopt a dog. I mean, they really are pricey. Without going line by line, I think the first year is just absolutely expensive because of all the shots and the necessary treatments and everything. But I do have a shepherd, so grooming is a little bit more expensive. Boarding is expensive. Depending on where you live, it can be even more expensive. I use a pretty high quality dog food that's about $50 a bag, which lasts us about 4 to 5 weeks. So just with that, and then like his normal flea and tick medication and periodic exams and everything like that, you're definitely spending, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 a year. I try not to add it all up.
We spend about $150 a month on him, just between treats and dog food. But we don't do pet insurance. We've never really.
I've never done pet insurance. What is the thing with this pet insurance? Is it better in the older age of your dog? I have not seen the benefit.
The industry became attractive to investors after the recession of 2009, when everyone was struggling to find growth. A 6% growth rate with resistance to recession is a good profile for companies, particularly in the post-Great Recessionary economy.
Well, that's not surprising at all to me. I mean, even with things on Amazon being back ordered or whatnot, there are essential items that they are prioritizing with regard to warehouse space. And one of those things are not just household cleaners and essential items for babies, but also dog food and pet care items. They are members of the team, and we're looking to take care of them just like any other member of our families. It makes sense that industry would be resilient even post-recession.
In 2018, U.S. households spent an average of $662 on their pets. Just more than a third of that came from vet bills. Medical care for pets is getting more and more advanced. Pets now get CT scans, transplants, dentistry, and chemotherapy.
Speaking of the dentist, I just took Disney to the dentist about a week or two ago, and they do a complete pre-op to check him out. I was actually pretty surprised at the thoroughness and everything, going through the exam, making sure that he was good to go prior to going under. And we were able to do everything we needed to do. You know, it's literally like almost taking a human to surgery. They're like little people.
And as the vet bills pile up, more consumers are turning toward pet insurance plans rather than paying for procedures out of pocket. Fewer than 1% of pets in the US are insured.
Maybe at this point in the video, they'll actually tell me what the benefit of this pet insurance is, because every time I look into it, I don't see the actual benefit. I'm like, I'm paying all this money up front. It doesn't really seem like the bulk of where I'm spending the money is coming back into my pocket with regard to some type of benefit.
The pet insurance industry alone could be worth $2 billion by 2024.
The biggest markets for insurance, you actually also find this urban environment. Correlated with this urban environment is the access to these things such as veterinary, acupuncture, oncology, dermatology. They're all really expensive services. The kind of customers that want to go to these kind of places are also going to be kind of the ones that buy insurance.
It seems like you're paying money to spend more money. If we're spending on average $600+ a year on our pets, where is the way to offset some of that routine type costs? I just can't personally see myself going for some of these elective type things. And if that is why we're reaching out to get these insurance policies for pets, I'm not, once again, seeing the benefit.
What does it mean to be a responsible pet owner? People will say, we need to provide good food. We need to provide housing. We need to make sure our animals are free from pain. I think most people will agree on those three things. But then when you start to get into the nuances of what constitutes being a responsible pet owner, I think that what we're seeing is a wide variety of different attitudes towards what constitutes responsible pet ownership.
I think that's so true. I mean, there's so many different opinions out there with regard to this. I just go with the standard, hey, he's due, there's a date on the paper, I show back up and I get the shots. I just don't personally like to think about it. I like a very routine type schedule when it comes to him. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Please give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section if you'd like to see some, or you have a cool video that you think would be great for Disney and I to check out. Wherever you are in the world, be safe out there and take care. We'll be back with more training and pet photography tips and tricks and everything. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. As always, more pet content coming soon, and